Take our audience live to Ottawa right now, where Premier Doug Ford is speaking at the Association of Municipalities of Ontario conference. Let's listen into his remarks live.
You know, it's a milestone built on a long legacy of bringing people together in service of finding common ground and delivering real solutions to building stronger communities where people and families can live, thrive, and prosper. And folks, I don't hesitate to say that AMO's vision, its mandate, has never been more important. That's because Ontario is growing faster than it ever has before. Some reports suggest that our population growth could be as high as 800,000 people. That's like adding a city the size of Mississauga in a single year. In a word, this kind of growth is explosive. People from across Canada, from around the world, are moving to Ontario, eager to be part of the thriving communities we're building, excited about the Ontario dream. Folks, we have the opportunity, and I know a lot of the mayors have opportunities to meet people around the world, and especially our neighbors to the south, the governors, and we had 9 senators, U.S. senators from southern states come by. And we brought them out to Darlington to show them the small modular reactors. And I can tell you, talking to them, we had a really, really good chat. They're just in awe. They're in awe what we're all doing. It's never the province. I always say, if it was just the province, I'd be in deep trouble. Our whole team would be in deep trouble, and Ontario would be in deep trouble. But it's the folks like yourselves, the mayors, the wardens, the councillors out there that are making Ontario the best place to live and raise a family and start a company. It really is. Without you folks, we couldn't get it done. But these newcomers, they also want to participate in our growing economy. An economy that's added more than 800,000 new jobs since we came into office in 2018. With 160,000 new jobs added since the beginning of this year. And again, if it wasn't for the municipalities opening their arms and saying, here, come to my municipalities, competing against each other, which I absolutely love, this wouldn't happen. And I have to tell you, I'm going to talk about a portal in a bit, but I have an opportunity to talk to Minister Vic Fedeli, and you know, he sits down and he runs through the list, and it's literally, I'm not exaggerating, from here to the floor of multi-billion-dollar investments coming to look for a home in one of your municipalities and accepting and welcoming municipality to help them get through all the red tape, and this portal is really going to help. In fact, in recent years, Ontario's economy has attracted tens of billions of dollars in the tech sector. Remember all the students used to hop on the plane that fly off to Silicon Valley, San Francisco Bay Area? We're growing 365% faster than Silicon Valley. They employ about 383,000, an old stat that I figure a few months ago, we have 425,000 people in the tech sector. And I'll never forget a big bakery, Canada's largest bakery, one of the largest in North America. He said, we're a tech company that makes bread. So that's what the economy is looking for, is really smart tech people that are staying here, opening businesses, and investing billions of dollars. There's been $4 billion in life sciences invested here, and we're really opening up on the life science sector as well. And the thing that we all have to work together, the provinces, but the federal government, is we're in last place when it comes to approving these drugs. It can take 750 days, as other jurisdictions in the G7 are getting them approved almost immediately within 100 or 200 days. And that's what, if we don't pick up our socks and make a change there, it drives investments other places. And we've also seen more than $44 billion in electric vehicles and battery plants. What I'm most proud of is that these new investments, these new jobs are being created in communities right across our province. Take, for example, our auto sector. We can't forget the dire shape it was 6 years ago. And I'll never forget when we took office, Stellantis, which was Chrysler and Windsor, they were on their way out. Brampton was closing down. Oshawa came up to us and said, by the way, after 100 years, we are closing. They were gone, and they did close. But look forward, and Ford was going down to Mexico and so on and so forth. Look forward what all of you've done with collaboration with our province and the private sector. Stellantis is thriving, building the battery plants and making sure that they're going to be running 3 shifts. Brampton is going to be thriving. And GM came back and did the fastest build they've ever done in the history of their company, and pickup trucks are rolling off as we speak. You know, the reason 6 years ago they were chased out of our province was sky-high energy prices, an uncompetitive business environment, forced plants to close and take 300,000 jobs south of the border. What a difference a few years in a pro-worker, pro-business government makes. Over the past 4 years, we've welcomed new battery plants in Alliston and St. Thomas, with major investments across the electric vehicle supply chain in Brampton, Brantford, Port Colborne, Windsor, and Napanee, just to name a few. It's so important to our government to ensure that the economic growth we're experiencing benefits the entire province. I'll never forget, 6 years ago I came here and I said, we're going to see growth the likes of which this province has never seen before. That was 6 years ago. Look where we're at now, and there's still so much more to do collectively together, that no matter where you live in Ontario, you have the same opportunity to access a better job with a bigger paycheck. So today I'm excited to announce a new online tool developed by Invest Ontario that will help local and international investors better connect with municipalities. And I was fiddling around with it on the weekend. It is, I'll tell you, this one's slick. It's going to work really, really well. So make sure every municipality gets online and puts it into the portal. Because what happens through Invest Ontario and economic development, you know, all they do, they look on the list of what you've supplied them. And if you aren't on that list, they aren't looking for you. No matter if it's 20 acres, 100 acres, 500 acres, or 1,000 acres. Through our new partner portal, municipalities will be able to upload information about commercial and industrial properties in their communities and provide companies with information about the property, including demographic trends, market analysis, and First Nations treaty areas. It's going to be a powerful resource to help local governments and communities attract investments and jobs. But friends, as I've said before, as we rebuild Ontario's economy, as our population grows, we have to build the infrastructure needed to support this growth and ensure that it's sustainable for generations to come. We can't make the same mistakes that previous governments made. We have to plan for the future and build the roads, highways, public transit, hospitals, homes, schools, and energy infrastructure we need. That's exactly what we're doing. With the most ambitious plan to build in Ontario's history, matter of fact, in the country's history. And when I tell our neighbors to the south that we're spending on infrastructure about $200 billion, they're shocked. They can't believe it. And when I tell them, with the collaboration of everyone here, that our revenues went when we went into office, I called it, I was walking into a bankrupt company, that's the way I look at it as a private sector person, revenues of $150 billion, and it's now $214 billion, and increased $64 billion during a pandemic. And guess what? We've never raised a tax. We've reduced taxes by $8 billion each and every single year. We reduced taxes and the burden off the backs of people. Folks, it's a very simple theory, economics 101. You put money back into people's pockets, they're going to go out and spend it. As simple as maybe going for dinner, maybe buying a refrigerator, maybe doing a little renovation. That's what stirs the economy. And when you have 800,000 more people paying taxes and probably $80 billion of investment paying taxes, there is no reason to raise taxes, in my opinion. Put money into businesses' pockets. Do you know what they do? They invest it into their people, they invest it into their infrastructure, they invest it into the technology, and that just drives more economic growth. We're investing nearly $100 billion to expand and improve transit roads and highways. In the north, we're widening Highway 17 from Kenora to Manitoba border. And I know Greg Rickford's as happy as punch. He's been jumping up and down ever since we made that announcement. And making upgrades to Highway 584 and Highway 11. In Windsor, we're building the Banwell interchange and a new interchange connecting Highway 401 to Lausanne Parkway. Here, you see the group from Windsor, they're over there. Here in Ottawa, we're providing funding for the design and planning for the Barnsdale interchange, and I got to give Lisa McLeod a shout out for that one and the whole team in Ottawa. In the GTA, we're building Highway 413 and the Bradford bypass. Shovels are in the ground to widen Highway 3 between Essex and Leamington. And we're building a new Highway 7 that people have been talking about for 100 years between Kitchener and Guelph. The only difference is we're actually going to build it, and we're going to get shovels in the ground, and we're going to start moving on it. Folks, I could be here all day. This list of projects goes on and on and on. We're building more, we're building faster. In healthcare, we're investing $50 billion over the next 10 years on more than 50 hospital projects. In education, we're investing $16 billion to build, repair, and expand schools. And we're making record investments to ensure people and businesses have the access to reliable, clean, affordable electricity for generations to come. And I want to give Stephen Lecce a shout out. He's like the Energizer Bunny. I'm telling you, he's moving full steam. You know, folks, when I talk to the people around the world, I keep using that as an example because that's the pulse. And we have one of the cleanest grids, if not the cleanest grid in the entire world. And I tell them about our nuclear, system. We are leaders in the world in nuclear energy, and we need to continue promoting that. And do you know what we have that other jurisdictions don't have around the world? We have something called a willing host. Willing communities that have great paying jobs in the nuclear sector. I know over the next couple of days, you'll hear more about these infrastructure investments from my cabinet and caucus colleagues. But I want to take a couple minutes here to talk about housing. Since we came into office in 2018, I've heard time and time again the lack of housing enabling infrastructure is the biggest barrier to getting more homes built. Mayors, I want to say, we hear you. We've heard you loud and clear. That's why at this conference last year, I announced the Building Faster Fund, a $1.2 billion program that rewards municipalities for reaching annual housing targets. The Building Faster Fund has been a huge, huge success. Over the past several months, I had the privilege of visiting so many of you, too many to name, to deliver big checks with big dollar figures that municipalities can use for infrastructure projects to lay the groundwork for more housing. In our most recent budget, we also announced record investments in our Housing Enabling Water System Fund and the Municipal Housing Infrastructure Program. This new money, totaling nearly $2 billion, never been done before, that's $2 billion, is going to be a game changer for so many of your communities. Earlier this month, we announced the first round of investments from the Housing Enabling Water System Fund, a total of $970 million that will be distributed to 54 projects across 60 municipalities, helping to build more than 500,000 homes. But we're not stopping there, and we can't stop there. We're going to keep working with you to build the housing enabling infrastructure you need to meet and exceed your housing targets and to bring the dream of home ownership into reach for more people. As we build more homes, as you welcome more people to your communities, we also recognize the need to invest in the public spaces that foster a strong sense of community and belonging. That's why, as part of our 2024 budget, we announced a $200 million investment to help municipalities build and renew sport and recreational facilities. I love this fund. Please apply as soon as possible, because nothing's better than community centers and rinks and other facilities like that. I'm pleased to announce that the applications for this new fund, the Community Sport and Recreation Infrastructure Fund, are now open. Municipalities, local service boards, and not-for-profit organizations can apply for up to 50% of funding for projects, and Indigenous communities and organizations can apply for up to 90%. I can't wait to visit your communities, to stand with you as we invest in the sports and recreation facilities where so many new memories will be made. Friends, Ontario is growing like never before. This kind of growth isn't without its challenges, but it also opens the door to incredible opportunities. In order to seize these opportunities and ensure every region, every municipality prospers, we need to work together to build the roads, highways, transit, homes, hospitals, and schools our growing communities need. We need to continue to create conditions to attract new investments, to create better jobs, and yes, bigger paychecks. And we need to keep costs down for hard-working families. Ontario is the envy of the world. You just talk to people around the world. We are the envy of the world. And we have every single thing we need to succeed. We have the talent, we have the resources, we have the determination. All we need is to keep working together, always in service of the great people of this great province. Let's build a better Ontario together. Let's get it done. Thank you again for inviting me to speak today, and may God bless the people of Ontario. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the conference. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that is Premier Doug Ford addressing the Association of Municipalities of Ontario in Ottawa at the conference this morning, talking in some parts about the rapid pace, explosive growth, as he described, of the population of this province, possibly adding some 800,000 people in this province, and also highlighting some of his government's achievements, while also talking about a new, what he called a partner portal, helping municipalities connect with different kinds of industrial and commercial properties, etc.